Welcome home, Bitcoin truth seekers. It is Saturday, June 15th, 5:55 a.m. here in the Arizona desert. A lot of the things that I mentioned, indicators and such, are over here at bitcoindailyview.com. All right. Interesting show coming up. Ethereum Summit 2022 heads to Wyoming on March 9th. That's kind of fun. Cool time to be in Wyoming. A lot of interesting speakers. Lots going on there. So I'll link to this little article right now in the live chat. And I will link that also over at Bitcoin Daily View. Bitcoin Daily View chat, Telegram chat. Also, they have a cool website. Ethereum Summit. It's kind of interesting putting that in the live chat and also sticking that over at Bitcoin Daily View Telegram. Anyway, just mentioning this because, hey, if anybody thinks Wyoming is cool, I do. I like Wyoming, and it's going to be there. So I might see if I can get press credentials. Well, not for Bitcoin Daily View, but for a different podcast that I have, and see what happens. It'd be kind of cool to like last year's 2-day virtual summit. I think now it's going to be in person, thankfully. Wyoming is not really doing the COVID thing, but Vitalik was there. A lot of people were there. It's kind of fun. So anyway, maybe I'll see you there. I'm going to try to go. So Wyoming's cool. If you haven't been there, it's just one of the most America AF states out there. I love it. So anyway, everybody, on with the show. Live bitcoincharts.com. Great site. I love it. Great way to see the mood of the market. We can kind of see what's going on right now. Definitely, we have it in general green market today. A couple things are doing rather well. Harmony, which was pumping, well, it's dumping today. Sorry about that, y'all. Hope you had a trailing take profit in. Anything else looking good? Oasis Network is doing good. Rose has been insane. We'll look at Rose. I think I already have a chart up for that. Anything else? What is secret? SCRT is still doing well. It was doing well yesterday. So anyway, definitely. Oh, Neo is back. Up a good deal, 5%. Anyway, we're starting Saturday with kind of a green market. AAVE, AAVE, doing well up 10%. So anyway, we've got a nice looking market today. Uniswap up a couple percent. Anyway, so a nice green trend towards the market today. Terra of note up 4%. So good, nice green market. This morning it's Saturday. The market is holding itself together. So far, this is cool. I like it. So looking at Bitcoin trading volume, though, last 24 hours, it's 1.9 billion. That is insanely low. So just be aware of that. I love this feature over here also at cryptometer.io. Top buy delta in current hour, top sell delta in current hour. So people in the last hour are buying BTC value. Well, it doesn't link it by CVX. Wow, a lot. Oh, sorry about that. So the biggest one is Doge. People are buying Doge BTC quite a lot. Let's take a look at that one. And then also the top buy, I do believe. And then top sell is ETH USDT. So anyway, let's look at those things. People are also selling their Doge versus USDT. Anyway, Doge seems to be a player in the buy sell arena. Mana doing pretty well too as far as the buys. So looking at trading volume, spot trading volume on Binance, it's 12 billion, down 35% last 24 hours. That's really wretchedly very, very low. Coinbase is under 3 billion, 2.4 billion, down 37%. All the big exchanges are showing a serious drop off in spot trading pairs. For derivatives, 39 billion, down 35% on Binance. Anyway, volume very, very low, especially with Bitcoin trading volume only being like, as I get to know this new measurement here, well, now it's 2 billion. Okay, but it was 1.9. Anyway, that's pretty darn low. You want to be above 30. I am 3 billion. So anyway, low trading volume for Bitcoin, low spot across the other pairs on Binance. It's just very, very low. Looking at open interest right now, it's across the big exchanges, 13.8 billion, down 0.43% last 24 hours. Looking at the bulls versus the bears, they're duking it out this morning. Seeing a lot of volatility for whatever reason. Saturday morning, they are really after it. Watching big bear buys, big bull buys and big bear sells. Anyway, a lot going on here. See a $1.2 million buy Uh, anyway, seeing a lot of battles over here, a lot here in the wrecked, going each way. Definitely just saw as we cranked here, as the 10-second chart, saw a bunch of shorts get wrecked. Actually, longs get wrecked. Actually, right here, longs are getting wrecked. Looks like they started to run out of steam about here, and after all this downtrend, and then boom. So anyway, just noting today, definitely seeing some nice action as far as the bulls and the bears. They're not sitting back. We're not seeing a lot of trading volume for Bitcoin, but it's definitely happening. So bulls and bears after it this morning. All right. You're definitely duking it out, trying to decide which way the price action is going to go as we roll into this weekend. Binance for Bitcoin longs versus shorts, 70% long, 29% shorts. Not bad. It's a bit of a long bias. For Ethereum, 69% long, 30% shorts. So in general, it's a bit of a long bias. So we got very, very low Bitcoin trading volume, well, 2 billion. Spot and it is crap for the other pairs. And the Bulls and the Bears are really, really duking it out hard. Watch out. Low volume, and it would lead me to believe that we're more likely to dump than pump. But seriously, watching this bull bear action, we're gonna see. They're trying to figure it out. It's a like a monster truck rally. You may have a whole office chair, but you'll only need the edge. So looking at the daily chart, in general, last couple of days have been a mix of green and red. Today, of course, we're starting with a red candle, but yesterday did close as a green. What excites me here is the MACD is still positive and the histogram's opening in the right direction. We have lots of room to move up. So that's what I can say about the daily chart. We're below the 200 moving average, below the 314, below the 50, all that stuff, but still beautiful, beautiful MACD cross towards the positive. As that histogram opens and this continues to go positive, we definitely could see. I mean, if you note here, I will not belabor this, but check it out. Look at this MACD cross here. Look at the one we're getting here. If this one can pan out and keep opening up, look what happened last time. This can definitely be a very positive and powerful time. It is exciting. So daily chart for Bitcoin under the 200 moving average. That's not the greatest thing in the world. We have a MACD crossing positive, which has crossed positive, and even with this volatility recently on the daily chart, we still have a beautiful, powerfully positive MACD cross. Looking at the 45-minute chart, as you can see this morning, this battle is very, very real between the bulls and the bears right now. $2 million buy right there. I like seeing that. Got some wrecks going on in each direction. Anyway, definitely they're awake early today on Saturday and they're making it happen. We'll see who wins. What I do note here is we have been above the 200 moving average for quite a while. The longer you're above it, the more likely you are to stay above it. So how many hours have we been above it? 21 hours. Geez, 12 hours is a great spot. 24 hours is even better. 48 hours is even better. But we're racking up the hours above the 200 moving average. And this morning, the Bears are playing their games. They're trying to push the price down. So far, we have wicked below the 200 moving average. Let's see what happens. If we get a bounce here, it's definitely going to be a good thing. But really want to keep that daily MACD positive. So let's see if this can bounce here. So far, if we're only wicking, I think it's a pretty positive sign. The chart here is definitely, the indicators are a bit weak. Shows that, this is, how would I put it? The indicators look like we can go either way. Honestly, I think if we haven't just dropped down below it, I think if the Bears really got what they wanted today so far, I mean, the day is still young, I know, but if they got what they really wanted, I think we would have seen something like this, just or more like more accurately, more like this, I think they would just push that sucker right down. This to me, with only a wick here on the 45-minute chart below, I think we're going to turn around. That's just my opinion. That's what I think. Also, let's look at a Fibonacci sequence. Why not? I know it's a very short amount of time, but let's check it out. I like what I'm seeing. Look at that. A wick down to the 200 moving average and the 0.5 fib. That's a good spot to bounce. So, hey, there you go. I don't think the Bears so far are going to get what they want today. Looking at the 4-hour chart with this big old Fibonacci sequence, we got yesterday back into that glorious 618 golden pocket. Couldn't hold it. Working on getting back in it today. The thing to watch really here is the 45-minute chart. If we can get a bounce here, that's going to be a beautiful thing. Let's go down to 15 minutes and see what we got. 15 minutes below the 200 moving average. Let's see if we can get a break above on the 15-minute. That would be definitely an indicator of what the 45-minute is probably going to do. Anyway, all eyes on that. I think the bears are running out of steam. How's it look here? We'll see what happens. It's definitely it's a brawl between the bulls and the bears this morning. Okay, here we go. And enough of that. Looking at Ethereum, Ethereum is pretty much doing what Bitcoin is doing, but it's a 45-minute chart here for Ethereum versus Tether. It's above the 200 and 314 moving average. It definitely has wicked. It's dumped down because Bitcoin is some. But check it out here on the 45-minute chart. We're already beginning to form up a green candle. It will continue up if Bitcoin does. Indicators show this is just kind of nice. It's a little bit of cool off. It's right here towards the bottom of the RSI cave. I think definitely if Bitcoin turns up, then well, so will Ethereum. Ethereum looking good enough today. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. It's above the 200 and the 314. Well, they both look very similar, USDT and BTC. So Ethereum versus BTC, we're above the 200 and the 314 moving average. We're already turning around here. We're getting a bit of a green candle here on the 45-minute chart. I wouldn't quite trade this yet. These indicators are looking pretty good. Easy turn up. It could be a sweet trade today. Litecoin versus USDT. It has been alive lately. This chart looks pretty good. It's cooling off. Retracing a bit, mainly because Bitcoin's doing it. This definitely could continue up. Litecoin versus USDT, a definitely good looking trade. Not financial advice, entertainment purposes only. Of course, as always, Rose versus USDT. This thing has been on fire lately. It's insane. Moving up, powerful, looking good. Indicators are cooling off. With the volume going down this weekend, that's going to be expected. But really look at this trade. I mean, Rose versus USDT. How far is it going to go? Well, the trend is your friend. There ain't no top, there ain't no bottom, especially in crypto. So anything can happen. But if you ask me, this has probably got some life left in it. Let's try and get some kind of a channel here. We can see. I could actually draw it like this. That'd be kind of a little bit crazy. Maybe not. Could do that. Yeah, kind of. Some would say that's not correct. Channels are, well, that kind of fits though. So anyway, looking at this guy here, I mean, we're still in that channel. I mean, I could draw that. I would. I'll do that. That's a sweet ass channel for Rose versus USDT. Where can you play that one? Binance, KuCoin, Bybit, good exchanges. So anyway, one to watch. Watch for this thing to turn up as Bitcoin turns up this morning. That's kind of what it's all about right now. Which way is Bitcoin going to go, especially with the low volume of this weekend? But we ain't just dumping. It's just Rose is holding out there way above the 214 moving average, middle of the RSI cave. Beautiful. Sol versus BTC. It's ranging between the 200 and 314 moving average. Indicators look, kind of indifferent. Let's look at Sol, SOL, Solana basically. Sol versus USDT. How's that looking? Versus USDT, it is keeping above the 200 and the 314. Right now, it's kind of riding that 314 bounce. Not a really confident looking chart, but it's good that it is staying above the 200 moving average. I like that on the 45-minute chart. Harmony One, it's been pumping. It's had this beautiful, beautiful channel, but this morning, it's definitely cooling off pretty darn hard. Let's see what happens. Maybe we'll see a 200 moving average bounce and turn back up. Let's just see what happens. It would not surprise me one bit at all if it kind of gets stacked together and goes right back in that channel. Would not surprise me at all. But right now, one is kind of out of the game. All right, looking at SXP, this thing's been on fire lately. SXP versus Bitcoin. You can see it's moving up strong. It's above the 200 moving average. We're above the 314 in a nice spot here in the Fibonacci sequence as I drew it, looking from where did I start this one? Yeah, way back when it started pumping. This is a good looking chart. Really, overall, it's already kind of turning up. So the binary SMU binary candles are good. I mean, directional index is in the green, ADX is in the right spot. Squeeze indicator is showing a cool off, but it could turn back up pretty easily. Stochastic RSI and lazy bar indicator, a wave channel oscillator, and the stochastic RSI. Everybody here is looking pretty darn positive. So really, SXP versus Bitcoin looking pretty good this morning. I'd wait for that break above this fib sequence, fib level here, break above about 4272. See if we can get above there and find support. Then definitely I think this thing is in the running. Where can you play this one? Binance and KuCoin and Bittrex. I like it. And Huobi and Polynex. That's pretty good. How about SXP versus USDT? Where can you play that? Pretty much the same places. How's that looking? It's insane. So, I mean, got a beautiful upwards channel going here on the 45-minute chart, above the 200 moving average. Indicators are looking pretty good. If Bitcoin continues moving up, so will this. SXP is looking good today. So, SOUL versus BTC. It's riding that 200 moving average. Indicators are kind of slowly crapping out. It's just, I'm going to take this guy out of the running. Sol versus BTC, you're just not interesting anymore. Flux, I had been looking at this article about Flux. Flux is an entire ecosystem tailor-made to provide developers with the necessary tools and infrastructure they need to build and host decentralized applications on Web 3.0. It operates a powerful decentralized computational network consisting of more than 2,600 nodes and leverages blockchain technology to create truly decentralized infrastructure in Web 3.0. That's kind of cool, but what's really the big deal about it right now? Well, one thing, it is cross-blockchain. That is important. Flux has already delivered on building a one-of-a-kind cross-blockchain bridge called Fusion. Fusion is an application in the self-custodial Zelcore wallet. It makes it possible to move assets between supported blockchains in a simple, secure, and fast way. That's a big deal moving forward in 2022 for sure. But really, what I think the biggest deal is that Flux is also developing proof of useful work, a new thing. And the thing is, they also are partnering with GPU manufacturer NVIDIA and that. So there's not a whole lot of true info about what's happening here in this article, other than Flux partners with NVIDIA to bring Web3 to the next level. I'll put that over on the live chat. I'll stick it over at Bitcoin Daily View Telegram, that article also. But for the most part, I wouldn't say it's a fluff piece. I mean, this is developing, it's getting going, but Flux partnering with NVIDIA. I mean, it's a bit of a high octane speculation, but I did aim a good deal of my mining farm at Flux, because one thing I like about it, and this might mean something to you miners out there, older GPUs with like 3 gigabyte, they can actually mine this thing. And it's not that bad as far as profit, comparable to Ethereum. Ethereum in 2022, what is it? Soon, when like the new upgrade comes out, it's not too much longer, but we only have like a year left or so, where mining Ethereum is going to be quite as profitable as it is. But if you check out your numbers, you might find that Flux is actually definitely comparable to the profit, of mining Ethereum, and it's got a lot of upwards mobility to it. And also, like I said, you can use old GPUs. So some of those old GPUs you have on the shelf, or if you're looking for, that you're not using, you're looking for a project for those. I fired up a bunch of old NVIDIA 1060s, and they're just mining the crap out of Flux. So it mines easy, it mines profitably. Older cards can do it. Newer cards can really do it. So anyway, Flux versus Tether. I'm digging it. Where am I seeing Flux versus Tether? KuCoin, Binance, and Bittrex, CoinEx, so you can get on the big exchanges. It's pretty darn sideways right now. But seriously, with this NVIDIA partnership, I'm expecting this guy to really kind of do some performance here. Let's look at like a daily chart and see how it's been doing. Okay, has not been on there too long. As you can see in the daily, it's been an upwards trend overall, pretty much. Go back to the 45-minute here. Let's actually go to the 4-hour chart. How's it doing there if we look that way? In general 4-hour chart, you can see this nice gradual uptrend, definitely very sawtoothy. 4-hour chart's not looking that bad at all. You can definitely put a channel in there if you want on the 4-hour chart. I like what I'm seeing there. Not bad at all. Makes sense. I can dig that. Let's go to 45-minute for more immediate price action. It's definitely reacting to the volatility of Bitcoin this weekend, but it is staying above the 314. It's going to range between the 200 and 314. We'll see what comes of it. I'm kind of thinking long term in this one, but it is profitable to mine. Chart's kind of weak looking. Let's see what happens. If Bitcoin picks up, it probably will too. Got some more to look at. DCR recently. Looked at this one yesterday. Decred DCR versus Bitcoin was kind of looking interesting. It's right now getting back into the that's 15-minute chart. Let's look at a 45-minute chart on this one here. In general, it had it had a huge burst yesterday. Yeah. And now it's trying to get back in that 618 pocket. If it can find some 618 pocket action and this these indicators begin to turn up, Decred, DCR versus BTC, which you can get on Binance, Bittrex, Polynex, KuCoin, Bitfinex, a lot of the big players. This definitely could be a play. I'm sure it's good against USDT. I'm just going to look at it against Bitcoin because that's what my scanner popped up and showed that it was looking good. Raven Coin, RVN versus BTC recently just had a halving, I do believe. It's gotten above the 200 moving average. It's kind of holding that in this volatility, not too bad. So it's probably going to range from the 200 and the 314 unless you can get some real volume. Indicators aren't too impressive, but it's not looking bad for today, this Saturday. It is staying above the 200 moving average. That's not bad. It may be something that runs, something worth keeping an eye on. I mean, if we do look at it, well, actually, let's not belabor it too much. Just as you can see here, it definitely, well, you know what? It's probably a run up it had based on the speculation of the halving. But if we fib sequence this thing, let's fib sequence it like way down here, where we actually getting that bounce. And we went down to the 618 hot pocket. We came back up with the 200 moving average. I don't know. I'd watch for kind of a let's watch this guy. It could be a player. Etsy, ETC versus USDT. This thing's actually been moving recently, I realized. So, beautiful upwards challenge on the 45-minute chart, dumping with Bitcoin this morning. Indicators are not looking too bad. Watch this guy for a turn up today. We're well above the 200 and 314 moving average. And note here on the 45-minute chart, 200 moving average is moving up. Look at these beautiful binary candles. They are looking good. Overall, this chart looks good. It's cooling off with Bitcoin. I could definitely see Etsy versus USDT continuing to move up. C98 was off my radar, and now it's back on my radar. It friggin' took off. But with the moving average, it came down. So I thought it was I kind of had given up on it, back here. I was like, it's out of the running. But no, then it cranks. Bounce up top of the RSI, gave it a 45-minute chart, and look at this strong 200 moving average bounce that we're getting this morning. C98 against USDT. Where can you trade that one? Binance, KuCoin, Bybit, Coinex, Polynex. You can trade on the big exchanges. So C98 versus UTC, C98 versus USDT. This could be a strong bounce. And the casual a little weak. Watch them to turn up, but definitely we could see this do a run. It's a very, very short time frame. But if we do fib sequence it, we're kind of doing a .5 bounce. Also, that's the 200 moving average. So this could be quite interesting. Watch C98 versus USDT today for a run. And also C98, I will give it a quick look against Bitcoin. Think about it. You can only play it against Bitcoin on Binance. And it's doing a 200 moving average bounce there too against Bitcoin, but it's stuck between the 314 and the 200. Wait for it to get above the 314. I give this one a little bit more time to mature, but right now, C98 versus USDT. I'll chart it on Binance where the volume is looking like it might have a powerful bounce. It's already above the 200 moving average. Wick down to it above the 314. Watch these indicators turn up. It could be insane. It definitely could be a monster truck race today. Let's go back to see what the Bulls and the Bears are doing. They're wrecking each other. They're looking good. Definitely a battle. It's cooling off right now from what I can see. I know this is somewhat unscientific, but still, I think this little thing does show you a lot. I'll link to it in the live chat in case anybody wants to check it out. And also I'll put a link to it again over at Bitcoin Daily View. Telegram. It's a darn cool thing to look at. It does show you the mood of the market. If we kind of refresh this guy here, how are things looking again? About the same. Definitely more green than red in the market today. I like what I'm seeing. Let's look at Bitcoin real quick before we go one more time. It does look like this on the 45-minute chart, Bitcoin versus Tether on Binance. It does look like the bears definitely pushed it down this morning. But I mean, hey, it's still a little bit early to say. I like to see a little bit of confirmation on this. Give it some more time. But it looks like we're getting a 200 moving average bounce, and that's pretty darn groovy. If we get a second candle on that 45-minute bounce, if you are an insane, hardcore trader, it's a little bit weak right now. But depending on how it looks, I might just dump a little bit in this morning and just play kind of an easy percent or two, kind of a scalp. I like it. How's Ethereum doing? It's recovering too. Ethereum versus USDT. Ethereum versus BTC is looking good. If Ethereum can recover quicker, chart's not looking too bad. Ethereum versus BTC, just as far as like mega safe trades, But I mean, Ethereum looks like I could get a percentage out of that today, and Bitcoin just for really, really, really safe trades. Just not financial advice, just saying, Bitcoin versus USDT looks like an easy percent or two. Probably Ethereum's going to do about the same as long as Bitcoin continues up, and you could probably get a little bit out of ETH versus BTC if it outgains Bitcoin. Once again, everybody, as always, thanks for tuning in. Remember, for every Bitcoin Satoshi you own, a piece of shit globalist cries. That as George Orwell talked about, like the future is a boot on humanity's neck forever. Well, every Bitcoin Satoshi says that's not going to be the case. So I'm glad you're here for the peaceful revolution. It's the first global peaceful revolution ever. Let's make crap tons of money in 2022. Take care.